Around 3300 BCE, humanity entered the Bronze Age, marking a monumental shift in technology and power. This era is defined by the discovery of metallurgy, the process of extracting and working with metals.
The key breakthrough was creating bronze, an alloy of copper and tin, which was harder and more durable than pure copper.
Bronze tools and weapons quickly replaced stone, giving those who possessed the technology a vast military advantage.
Access to tin, a rare and essential resource, created the first long-distance trade networks across continents.
The reliability of bronze tools led to greater agricultural efficiency and massive food surpluses.
This surplus allowed populations to swell and urbanize, giving rise to the first true cities.
Mesopotamia, specifically Sumer, is often called the cradle of civilization due to its early urban development.
Cities required complex organization, leading to the development of centralized governments and bureaucracy.
The city-state emerged, a sovereign political unit encompassing a city and its surrounding territory.
Hear my decree, O people of Babylon. I shall establish righteousness in the land.
The concentration of wealth necessitated defense, leading to massive city walls and standing armies. Social stratification solidified. Society was clearly divided into kings, priests, artisans, farmers, and slaves.
The accumulation and management of resources required writing, the greatest invention of the Bronze Age.
Cuneiform, the earliest form of writing, began as a system for economic accounting and record-keeping. In Egypt, hieroglyphs developed, primarily used for religious texts and monumental inscriptions. Written law codes, like Hammurabi's code, were established to maintain order and standardize justice across large territories. Monumental architecture flourished, with the construction of ziggurats, temples, and the Egyptian pyramids.
These massive projects required engineering expertise, organized labor, and astronomical knowledge.
The invention of the wheel, though possibly predating the Bronze Age, was perfected for use on chariots and transport.
Chariots, highly effective mobile platforms for archers, revolutionized warfare across the Near East.
Trade was conducted by sea and land, linking distant civilizations like the Indus Valley and Mycenae.
Bronze Age navies began to patrol coastlines, protecting maritime trade routes and projecting power. Specialized mathematical systems, often based on a base 60 sexagesimal system, were developed in Mesopotamia. Water control became critical. Massive irrigation systems sustained the large populations in arid regions like Mesopotamia.
The need for defense spurred innovation in siege warfare, including battering rams and scaling ladders.
Gods of pillar and stone, accept the smoke. Watch over us.
The priest class managed temple lands, conducted rituals, and often controlled the early banking system.
Royal tombs became repositories of vast wealth, reflecting the immense power concentrated in the hands of the king.
Warfare was endemic, driven by competition for scarce resources like water, land, and especially tin. Diplomacy also emerged, with kings exchanging formal letters and treaties to maintain a fragile balance of power.
Slavery was common, often resulting from conquest, debt, or being born into the status.
Daily life for the farmer remained demanding, focused on seasonal labor and payment of taxes or tribute to the temple.
Urban centers offered markets, entertainment, and public bathhouses in some civilizations, contrasting with rural life. Sanitation remained primitive, leading to periodic epidemics that ravaged dense urban populations.
The Bronze Age saw the first development of literature, from epic poems like Gilgamesh to mythological tales.
Musical instruments became more complex, used in both religious ceremonies and courtly entertainment. Glassmaking emerged, used for decorative beads, vessels, and luxury items for the elite. Textile production was refined, with large-scale workshops managed by the palace or temple.
Bronze Age ships were capable of carrying huge quantities of goods, facilitating globalized trade for the first time.
The latest shipment of saffron arrived this morning.
Excellent. The mainland buyers are waiting.
Mycenaean Greece developed heavily fortified citadels, indicating a more militaristic, war-oriented society. Medicine advanced, with early surgical procedures and the use of herbal remedies recorded on tablets. Specialized seals and stamps were used for official documents and identifying ownership of goods in trade. Warfare technology included complex logistical planning to supply armies far from their home base. The Late Bronze Age was a period of intense interconnectivity, often called the First International Age. However, this dependency created a fragility. Disruptions in tin supply could cripple an entire kingdom. Around 1200 BCE, the Bronze Age collapsed across the Mediterranean, a sudden and catastrophic event. The causes remain debated: climate change, internal revolts, nomadic invaders, or the disruption of trade.
Major cities were destroyed, writing disappeared in some regions, and centralized power crumbled.
This dramatic collapse severed the global connections and ushered in centuries of isolation for many areas. Despite the collapse, the technological secrets of metallurgy and the concept of the city-state endured.
The greatest legacy is the recorded history. For the first time, we can read the actual thoughts of the people.
The centralized systems and social stratification of the Bronze Age became the blueprint for all future empires.
The wealth and power accumulated here far surpassed anything seen in the Neolithic or Paleolithic.
It was a golden age of rapid progress and profound complexity, ending abruptly. The discovery of iron, a superior and more common metal, ultimately ended the Bronze Age's dominance.
The Bronze Age, the dawn of empires and the first recorded history of the world. End of episode 4.